list without making an elemental spell line, and I don't know why. Like, you could just say any eh. It even goes like, by the way, you can totally just ask your GM to add more lists, to add more spells to the list. Like, come on, man. You can't make a custom spell list and then immediately go, hey, by the way, you can add more spells. Don't worry. We won't update this list. Ugh. What does Divine get? We do Primal, so that it gets to compensate for the lack of a shield. Probably nothing. They're probably just told to go suck it. Then again, the primary Primal caster is the Druid who gets shield block, I think, so... That's how they solve that problem. That said, Druids can only use wooden shields, which are pretty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do get shield block. Neat. Which is kind of goofy when you realize that the majority of Druids who are going into melee combat are probably going to be using something like Wild Shape. So it's like there's a bear with a shield walking around.
Just taped to its forehead.
You break it and it falls off. When you break it, it falls off like with Helmarock and other such boss monsters. Like suddenly its face is revealed. Oh no, we've entered its second phase.
The second smaller shield behind it.
Okay, there are my feats. I got them.
What are the rules for strapping multiple shields to my arm?
More shield is more safe.
You take 3 actions to raise 3 shields. On your next turn, you take 3 more actions to raise 3 more shields.
Oh my god, you know what you could do then? Bonus attacks. You turn and just throw all your shields. You Captain America shotgun. All the shields are now coming. Dodge.
Anyway, you all ready?
Yeah, I got all my stuff put in.
Look at
I've already
all.
done my other increases.
I decided to go for Hunter's Aim. Going for that one shot, one kill.
Hell yeah, I mean, if they don't keep walking, then I kind of win.
Hunter's Aim has the benefit of that it's a circumstance bonus, so it stacks with most spells, which tend to do status bonuses, like Bless. And like a plus
and
2.
I
Yeah.
usually give you targeting my hunted prey, so.
Pull that bowstring as fast as you can. Fan that hammer.
Man, that'd be a weird thing to tell an archer. Fan the hammer. What are you talking about?
Grab a hammer and use it on your bowstring. You lay the arrow on top of the hammerhead and you...
Shoot the hammer from your bow.
It's not long enough. It won't fit. Anyway. I'm annoyed because I know I'm going to have a phone call after this. Ugh. So many phone calls lately. Everyone wants beef. Anyway, we're back. Well, you went back to your lovely little home after everything that happened the last day with all them druids.
I'm in significant pain from the stabbing.
Ow! Well,
There's a lot of snoozing going on.
nothing some good first aid, a good night's sleep, a good meal, and a little pinch of healing magic can't help you fix.
And we get to hang out with Garlic again. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I missed garlic.
Garlic's a good boy.
Well then,
Garlic is good and big.
wholesome and whole. The point, however, is not that you have a wholesome boy who is whole, in fact, but the fact that in the morning, what do you do in, like, the morning? You've just woken up, Fuyu. You're out and about. What do you spend your morning on? Target practice? Shooting
Probably
the
that and looking around the area.
Try to shoot through the strands of hanging laundry from the arms of a person trying to do laundry in the creek.
God, people hate it when I do that. They always get so upset.
Gosh. Well, that's their problem, really. As you sit around this fine creek, you eventually hear a distant cry of help that seems to be getting very slowly getting closer.
Well, I'm gonna go try to check it out from a distance because, that's the smart way to do things.
So
Did I
I forget, is there a long rest button or do I do it manually?
I don't know. Give me like a moment. I
Yeah, I don't think there's a button. I think you just have to fill the HP and stuff up.
That is a great question. If there is such a thing, there's got to be like something for this, right? To like reset all your spell slots and everything.
Hey, I could just do it by hand, but I'm just asking.
Rests.
Oh, there's that reset next to the thing, so yeah, it's not too bad. There you go.
Let me see. Really? Under actions, maybe exploration, downtime. Nope, no actions there.
Yeah, no need to, like, you know,
I
click
mean, there is
these or
like
something.
there is like the little arrow that resets your slots, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
they
use those.
and they moved the focus points to a different area on your sheet. How weird. No longer next to the pool, but in the focus header itself. What a
They
quaint
move those a
decision.
lot.
What a quaint decision.
And I'm no longer wounded, I think.
Well, I mean, if you
Nope.
got the healing juice, you should
Nope.
be.
Wounded goes away after that, yes.
Yeah.
Or if someone ever takes the treat wounds action, I think that also removes wounds. Wounds, but it's a cooldown, so.
Yeah, we tried.
Also, battle medicine doesn't remove it, so it's an out of combat thing.
And don't forget your hero point, but there's a cry for help for you.
Yep, I'm checking. You were guys talking about it.
You go southward along the. Actually, I don't know which direction this tower specifically is, but we'll just say you're going southward for now. Eventually, find that the cries are getting. Well, it's not just that the cries are moving towards you very slowly. It's also that whoever is uttering them isn't very able, because you don't have to go very far before you, almost quite literally, stumble over someone who's crawling through the bushes.
Well, I'm gonna do a quick snap look around to make sure there's nothing else coming. Because I'm assuming the other one crying for help, so.
Taking a look down, you see an individual who, wouldn't be out of place walking around the hinterlands, as it were. Upon his back sits a weapon, a bow around his chest. He's wearing what is clearly not just clothing but armor. Even as like he uses a rapier. Gosh, what a nerd. Additionally, an icon that you will be most familiar with is that he has this compass-like thing hanging from his belt. That is a wayfinder, and is most commonly used by agents of the Pathfinder Society. Not to say that you can't just mug one off a body and pretend, but it's there. This is why the Starfinder Society switched to putting literal chips in your hand. I still think that Starfinder might not have want to do that in an increasing world of technological espionage concerns.
Yeah.
I got a cool chip in my hand. It's like, oh yeah, that's all it does. Don't worry about it. We're completely benevolent. Please trust on that for the rest of your life. And then it explodes in your hand, gets blown off, and you die from the bleeding out because that's a very severe injury. Requires a tourniquet if you want to survive, baby. The point is,
Yeah,
this
so I'm gonna
individual does reach up to you.
I'm gonna try to help him up.
I'm trying to raise him to his feet. Your nostrils suddenly become aware of the fact that this individual smells like he's been through not a sewer. Imagine like an extremely potent onion and garlic smell. Like just something natural that still that doesn't necessarily smell like poop or vomit or anything. It just smells bad and potent, sharp, like an onion. Not like he himself has been covered in the smell, but more like he's been around it for a while and it just started clinging to his clothes.
It's really bad. Wait, no, I'm in human form. Haha, I'm fine.
I mean, it's still enough that a human form will pick up on it, but at least your nose wouldn't be as keen of its potency. The individual you hold on to begins to mutter about some names that you don't know. Particularly, he drops the names of Festri and Julius. Something about them
Julius.
being in danger. Although, to be fair, he seems to be in quite the danger himself with how his, How good are you with medicine?
Let me go look.
None.
No.
Ooh. Well then, good luck. He's definitely not in good shape. What do you do with him?
I'm gonna try to walk him towards, our place. Because it can't be that far off.
And with your strength, any distance is an okay distance. You hoist him along towards the camp, where naturally the many performers will immediately begin to flock around the situation. This is it's also a fair point where Dizzy
That's
and
me.
and Bella can inject themselves if they so desire. But the main point is that Fuyu seems to be carrying an injured individual.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I found this guy. He's just sort of muttering.
I'll look for some medical supplies and
Yeah, quick, get him into like first aid tent or whatever we have.
yeah,
Like, we can-
whatever we'd use to
I'm assuming
treat.
we'd have something for first aid.
Yeah.
They probably set up like a first aid section in the big tent so that during performances they can easily provide assistance, and it's centrally located in the camp as well.
Yeah.
The professor comes on along as he is plopped down on the treating table. The crowd is still there, like a few people are like very interested. Who here has medicine skills that they think they can treat such nasty looking wounds?
I'm an expert in medicine, so
Well, it's all you. I'm trying, but
I mean, hopefully we won't screw up the roll this time. We did
Show
last session.
us the goods, Dizzy.
where? See, that's more like it. Where was that last time?
Who knows? Oh yeah, I forgot an important thing. Oh no, I hope I still have it. Oh no, because I'm smart and I downloaded the GM sheet instead of just using the online version. I hate it though. I absolutely hate it. But I need to look up a DK for you to be judged by.
Wow.
I need to remember that it has like a neat little. Zoom in. Jesus Christ, I don't want to see something zoomed out that much. Ooh, this thing is twitchy. There we go. Oh, that's more than enough, but not a critical success. It's pretty pinchy, it seems. Well, to be fair, it is a hard check. This guy is covered in wounds, and close inspection, as you begin to treat them, rubbing him in with iodine and the lot. He seems to have quite the variety of injuries. Some are clearly made by sharpened, manufactured weapons. Others are distinctly like itty bitty bite marks, like something a cat size, like a long dog muzzle. Others, well, not no, might be a wolf in terms of size actually. And in other places, it's an obvious claw that's sort of dragged along that could belong to something that's pretty chunky. To put it bluntly, this guy is covered in quite the mixture of injuries.
so what happened, Mister?
He groans in pain as he looks up at you. He repeats those names once more. Vestrian. Julius. The professor, sorry, why would I call him the... Slips into the conversation a little bit, the old man who runs the place now that your old boss has gotten axed. A question, poisoned actually. Oh, the call. Don't try to strain the patient too much. Can you at least tell us your name? He tries to essentially provide the same assistance you already did. Lucky for you, it doesn't take too much time for the guy to clear up a bit once his injuries are treated and he's no longer bleeding out actively. Now the healing can begin, and the blood loss can decrease. It does take some time, though. It's quite a bit later in the morning by the time that he seems able to properly converse without being in this daze of, crawling around for a while, bloodied out. At which point, you can have a pleasant conversation. He introduces himself as Aaron. And he insists on adding, that's with an E. Wink. Which looks pathetic when you're this tired.
That's useful for if we ever need to spell it.
To be fair,
medieval style society is not that often.
This is why I often like to joke at people when they ask for the spelling of a name. I'm like, okay, what is it for? Like, this is a world in which people's names get misspelled exactly because people don't spell out their names or have IDs to show you. Man, that just makes me think, like, how many names in history have just gotten misspelled because of pronunciation interpretations? Or just people going, I don't know how my name is spelled because it doesn't matter. There's no birth certificate.
And
That was
half
that
of people
joke
are
about-
illiterate. So
What is a spelling?
In the Gaston song, I realized I've never had to spell it out loud before.
The point is, introduce himself as Aaron and would like to thank his saviors. Most kind.
Yeah,
Aaron.
I found you by a river. It seemed like you were in trouble.
That I was, and to an extent that I am. I have been traveling the hinterlands with a sage who wished to see the Aeon Tower nearby. That one's with an E, not like me.
I said yours was with an A.
I think this one is spelled with E, and first the E and then the A, whereas I'm the other way around. I think it also has two R's. The point is, however, as simple as that. I was tasked by the Pathfinder Society to escort a sage who wished to inspect the tower for its historical significance. But instead we found, the professor chimes into the conversation. Let me guess, you found, what were they called again? Troglodytes. I had been talking with that druid man about this for a while. He came by last night, and he should be here any moment. But he doesn't seem to be here yet, so... You can ask this fine gentleman any question you like.
So you got there, you got jumped, you got beat up, and you made it out here.
That is indeed the approximate of what happened. Although I put up a valiant fight, I assure you.
I am certain.
It was quite the distance to crawl. My limbs are sore as if I've been walking for years, yet in truth I have moved nary a step. Only a crawl.
How far away is this tower?
Actually gotta look that one up for you. But, where is it? When they get
38
too close.
miles.
15 miles southwest of the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning.
That is
So-
a long distance to crawl.
It's actually a bit shorter from here, like 12-ish, because, the Hermitage itself is located northwest. And, like, up a cliff and everything, so you have to go around. It's a bit closer when you go from Everton.
Still, quite a lot of crawling. Must
Well-
have strong arms.
Well, I did walk a large portion until my legs caved in. I guess that's what happens when you're a little... Well, never mind how I got myself injured and in your wardenship, as one might call it. I must request assistance immediately. My allies... They're on dire straits.
Do you have reason to believe that they'd be kept alive by the troglodytes?
I have no such idea.
Well,
But I do know that they were last alive. I saw them.
then it
Hey,
would
maybe
be
they hold
ideal.
up somewhere.
Still.
at the very
One of
least,
the
it's worth
Stage,
finding.
looks at. What's your character's name, Bell? I forgot.
Alora Corridora. Just
Okay,
Alora.
must be the first one.
Alora.
She looks at Laura. Look, sage means smart. One of them probably found a place to hide and is okay right now.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah, so you could probably find him.
Yeah. So yeah, we can go on the path to this tower, find the location where you're attacked, and find a way to find the closest hiding spot. I guess.
And I can go and shoot an Doglatrike.
Chocolate egg.
Close enough.
She doesn't. She doesn't know what those are.
Oh no, they don't have a. I want the picture of the man. Might be in there somewhere. Where is he? Really? Didn't put it. Don't forget what your good friend looks like because he shows up. It's our good friend Harlock Hamdl. Or Hamdil? No, that's the map data I want. Where? Oh, I put them all in the big dump folder. That's where. Extinction Curse. Don't forget your old friend Harlock, the bald and often quite contemplative looking gentleman. Look at him. Look at him. Does he not spring from the page as the head of a church who honestly is about as easy to push into action as anything else?
Yeah, he contemplates things, church things.
It looks like that's like all he does. Like, what are you doing? Contemplating. It's like you go and talk to Garrus, and he's like, sorry, calibrating some guns here. Like, that's all you're doing.
Harlock. Oh, butts into the conversation by standing on the other end of the table and nudging the professor aside of it to create some space. Ah, I see. Poor man seems to have gone himself to Aeon Tower, yes? Well, what a coincidence that would be, for the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning was established to protect said tower, and learn from it. It's an ancient landmark, you know. It has been here for many, many a years. So long, in fact, it might even date back to Starfall, somewhere around there, really.
Has it
Starfall?
always been full of troglodytes?
Not really. We were able to explore it quite generously before without too much impediment, other than some of the local wildlife that tends to fester inside. At its summit is a thing that we call the Aeon Orb. It orbits the summit the same way an ion stone tends to orbit one's head. But what worries me is that in the research I've done and the old books I unearthed, I discovered forgotten lore. They believe that the Ion Orb itself is actually doing something. That it enhances the land. The tower itself is just an anchor point for it, one might say. Where it sits, the land becomes fertile, the seasons milder, the weather better. And in case you haven't noticed, were it not for the Ion Orb, we are quite close to Assyrian, the lands of deserts, and, well, to Mediterranean climate. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Without some help, the climate can get pretty harsh in certain places, especially when you're on the lower end of it.
Yeah.
Magic.
Indeed. I believe that this activity that you mention of Zolgath is their technical name, the one that they take for themselves. I strongly believe that this may be correlated in some fashion. Perhaps the activities disturb the orb, or worse. They are mere minions of something greater than themselves. But I think it's worse than merely things going back to how they should be. At this point, you know this little Pupperino because he's one of your friends. He's one of the sideshow characters. I think Bella especially will be very familiar with him.
Forgot.
Oh yeah, the talking dog friend.
The talking dog, Cubby, the dog-faced dog, a large male beagle, who was a
Yay.
pupper when he got awakened. He kind of borfs in to the conversation. I mean, he can just talk, but he's got to play up the act, baby.
He's cute and he
So
knows
how
it.
else do you get attention?
He's got that wink and smile energy, baby. The point
He's
is, the
always
dog
been
speaks up, interrupting the flow of conversation by jumping on the table and almost onto your patient. Oh, yes. I did hear about a lot of things that don't make sense if it's just the orb doing things. I heard of lots more stillbirths. and also a food spoiling faster. Yes, that's what I think. The orb might be, because of its decline, it might be reversing its magic, or worse, the fact that it's turning off is sucking in all that it has given over the years. At this rate, the Isle of Arran will die.
Uh, if it is reversing its magic, would it be possible to unreverse it or to make a replacement?
How good are you with, like, okay, you're like trained with Arcana. It's
Yeah.
possible. You know in your little head that this is a thing you can do. It's very straining to change direction like this, though. It's called magical momentum, which is that an item likes to be what it is. And turning it around, like an artifact, turning that around, it's a pretty. It can cause a lot of damage if the orb is already unsound or something. If it's in good shape, it's probably fine if you do it carefully, but it's good luck. It's all guesswork here.
Yeah. So if we went there and it was in good shape, it is theoretically possible. But on the off chance that it's not in good shape, what can we do?
I was planning to take care of the Zolgath myself. Oh my goodness, it even mentions you might know them as troglodytes because it knows that people aren't picking up on those names immediately. Just like the Uruxi, they're gonna have to explain that one too. Like they're just lizard folk. Please, we want to be special. Wait. What's interesting is that he something that does bother me. These Zolgath showed up a few weeks ago, which is coincidentally when that lady Bellany showed up. Now that I think about it. And those things were accompanied by demons. He enters the mode that most sages do, where he just starts looking in the corner of his eyes and thinking, and just making thinking sounds.
It's like a Dark Souls NPC. You have to
Hmm.
speak to them 5 times and they just go,
Villager.
Still closed. Still closed.
He's a Minecraft villager.
he's thunking. Sounds like there's a solid chance the whole demon situation is completely related. And if they're going for some big magic artifact thing, probably don't want them to get it. Because, like, they were causing enough trouble with just, like, a druid house.
Druid house. Oh my goodness, the second book is
Middle
like
of
a whole
Druid
section on
Street.
catfolk in Galarian. Because, you know, that's where you might stumble across your old boss who is a catfolk, and it's like, that's an excuse, let's make one.
Yeah.
The professor, in the meantime, does like hearing all this conspiracy stuff. He chimes up himself, crossing his arms and looking a bit stern about this all. Let's not forget the fact that you recently stumbled across. At the very least, I heard rumors of some performance duel happening in town.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
ran into our old clients.
Yeah, they didn't like us too much.
This implies that Mistress Dusklight has awareness of where we are, the very least. Or they might have been put here as part of what this. Let's put it like this. I'd rather not that she's involved in such a demonic activity, but the possibility exists.
Honestly, the less we see of that woman, the better. But
And
unfortunately, she
and
seems to be
the
here.
clown.
I think it might be prudent of us to think
You're
about
annoying
moving
her
on to our
now.
next destination. I'm thinking Escadar might be a good town to visit. I don't know where Escadar is, so I got to figure out where that is on a map and point it out to you, like put my finger on the map and go, it's there.
I think the implication is it's not here. It's the important bit.
Actually, I think I could just put Escadar in and then wiki, and then it just finds it for me because it's no, it tries to find Escada. I have to. Okay, the Pathfinder wiki. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, it's still in the Isle of Arran, so I imagine it's where's Aberton anyway. Oh well, These are all bits of information you could put on one map, but fuck me, I guess. It's not a Pathfinder adventure if I'm not told to go fuck myself from time to time. At least in, it's not like WotC, where it feels like it's a bit more intentional that it's telling me to sort myself out. Point is, it's somewhere else, and it would put you ahead of the game. And also, it's away from where you already made some mess. Like, it's unclear where those guys went off to, and they might be calling for help or something, or worse. However, the professor does think it's prudent to sort this tower problem out. If the island is dying, people won't visit circuses anymore.
That is a
That
good
is
point.
true.
Besides the fact that it is only polite to help someone who is in great need.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah.
We do like helping people usually.
Which one of you would be like keen to pick up on like someone who clearly has like a secondary motive that they're not gonna mention?
I'm like an expert in theft.
I
And
mean more like
diplomacy
on
training.
the intrigue perspective.
I'm trained in diplomacy, thievery, and I'm pretty
I'm-
good with being
I'm not talking about your skills.
hiding secrets,
I'm talking about
which
your
is in,
I'm talking about your character in general. Like which one of
I
you
mean,
would
Kitsune are well known actually for keeping secrets. So
Ruby
they
is
might be good at
gullible as
picking up
hell.
on it.
Alora?
So,
I think Laura would be okay at seeing motivations. You know,
Nice.
she's up front reading cards and
Gotcha.
you know.
In that case, I can just give you the deets. The professor is probably doing this to kiss up to the Pathfinder Society a bit. Like
I mean,
with Mr. Dusklight being so close on your tail, it only makes sense to try, take some preventative measures and get some friends involved. Escadar's a big city. There's probably a Pathfinder Society chapter there that you could call upon if the need is there. That's just Pathfinder. Excuse me. Bat myself on the head.
good people to have in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's like us, but like hundreds of us.
Well, good old Harlock has all those fancy things that he was going to give you, on the condition that you do what he asked you, which is just please solve this problem.
I mean, we'll go and try to solve the problem.
Like, even if they're not just trying to turn it off, if that thing blows up or does something dangerous, that's a lot of magic to just spill into the landscape. You get something like the mana waste from that, and that's really bad. I mean, hey, you'll get guns in a couple of decades, but also, magic fucks up.
I mean, really don't want demons fucking around with anything powerful, so I'd say, yeah, probably a good idea to at least look into it.
It's very fun to see that they've all seemingly forgotten about the demon aspect of this, fixating on the troglodytes and the fact that they're messing with a giant orb. What a bunch of dorks.
Orbs are important.
Marvelous. Under those circumstances, you are given directions on how to get there. Judging by this description, getting there is quite a thing. It's through rolling grassland, and towards the end, it apparently is surrounded by extremely overgrown trees. Like, directly adjacent to it is probably where the magic's so highly concentrated that things can't help but grow obscenely large.
It's where nature takes hold.
This is where you put like a potato in the ground and you end up with a potato field like 2 days later.
Like Portal 2.
Potato. Marvelous. Well,
It's fancy here.
Harlock has said his thing and asks what he asked, but at this point there isn't much more he can do, and on top of that, he still has a whole hermitage to clean out, so if you don't mind, he'll just say his goodbyes, do a fancy bow, make a little prayer gesture of Gosra. That's probably a fancy one. I don't know them, but he sure does, and he makes his way.
It's like doing a little lightning effect with your fingers. Like,
Should there be something like water and wind? Yeah, that could be lightning, I guess. Well, the professor stands there still, and as your patient feels a little bit talked over, as he's lying on the table that's between you and most of your conversation partners, the professor just like, listen, we don't have a show today, so maybe just go and take a look. Because at the very least, if these things are like planning a raid, like they're just traveling and this is all a big coincidence, stinky boys make for bad shows.
Yeah, we don't want roaming troglodytes
Even
or
if they're
demons.
paying.
Aaron looks up at you and goes, "Oh, I did not think that a simple for circus folk would be so willing to assist at such a dangerous request. I would like to give you something so that my allies know that you are on my side."
Oh,
He holds out 2 items. Oh, I can't post these. Here you go. He holds out his Wayfinder, which contains an Aeon Stone. He tells you that this item will help you identify his friends, at the very least as the guy who mugged his body. But it might also identify him as, oh, you know him, you talked to him. It's a fairly distinct-looking Wayfinder containing several engravings of events that you aren't familiar with at all. They're probably personal.
Mm.
So whoever wants it can have that, if you accept his request that you take good care of his friends and bring them back alive. He also wants it back later. It's on loan.
Oh. I mean, yeah, it probably
Oh.
belongs to the society.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it'd be kind of weird waving around a badge you're not
It's also
from the
like,
society, not part of.
as I mentioned, an heirloom watch, so there's a personal affectation that he would want it back. Thank you.
Well, we'll try not to die horribly to a bunch of demons and then lose this forever.
hey, really quick, I just got shown something from China that is blowing my mind right now.
What if they banned this time?
Okay, aside from cartoons, because that did happen, there is a new school that just popped up. That, holy crap, it is blatant how much they're ripping off Wall Street English. Like, I'm pretty sure they actually stole some of our actual stuff.
Well, of course they stole your assets. They confiscated the whole business.
But, that's the wrong one. I actually think this is the exact layout, color scheme, and office design of the centers at Wall Street.
God, the
How Chinese?
glass
And
walls.
well, we had the glass walls because we could actually write on those. Even the outside looks the same, but yeah, just everything about this is like blowing my mind with how similar it looks, and I'm pretty sure they probably stole some of our curriculums.
I like.
Also,
Hey,
wonderful
worse.
international English.
I love that I can read the word English. Well, words. It's 2 characters. Depends on your interpretation, I guess.
Also, their acronym is WIE, and ours was WSE, with the exact same color scheme and layout.
Like I said, it's very Chinese of them to do that. What I like is
Yeah,
that, yeah,
what do you like?
that the table has the same sort of shape as the symbol behind it, the desk.
Yeah,
That's a neat detail that they probably stole.
And the E looks like the Enron logo.
That! Now that you say it!
yeah, that's what I was trying to place it. Thank you, Bella. I was trying to place where that logo
my
was this
God.
whole time.
Oh. Well, I'm putting things in your pocket.
Yeah.
Buddy.
You got a fun wayfinder, which you can use to slap someone for guidance, giving you a +1 bonus to something. And once per day, you can use it to cast Bless. It works just like Bless. And the best part is anyone can hold it and use it, which means that if you have someone who's just like going to sit in his ass for a while, you just give it to them.
And the Aeon Stone actually does, augury.
With no chance of getting an incorrect answer.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Well,
it won't give you false information.
yeah, it won't give you the nothing.
No. It says it causes the augury power to always succeed at the. Oh, I see. Oh no, I thought that was like a. Okay, yeah. So yes, you always get an answer that's useful.
Y'all got wheel, woe, and wheel and woe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait a minute. So I'm looking at this picture again. I think I noticed something.
Yeah.
I think it might be photoshopped. I actually think I know what center this is. I think they actually just photoshopped a picture of our location.
Jesus Christ, what a fucking miracle workers I see.
But yeah, if the circus can handle us, be gone for like a day or two. I'll just suggest bring a little out for adventuring on my little stand, and
Out for adventuring.
yeah, no fortune telling, out for adventuring.
I didn't see it coming. You alright there, Billa?
Just a little bit of cough. It's a normal cough though.
Oakley dokley. Well, on the plus side, this long walk means that you get to stretch Garlic's legs nice and wide after. Well, I mean, he did walk back and forth between the hermitages. It's not like he sat around the whole day.
Yeah.
He was doing important side jobs.
On their
His
way out,
owner did.
you'll run some townsfolk, which, well, you have to cross through Aberton to get to where you need to go. The city seems to have calmed down a bit, especially now that you eventually probably walk in a harlot who's trying to assure people that things are fine, gonna be okay, that the hermitage has calmed down, that he requested any ex-hermitage members come back and help rebuild. So they have that small gathering to push through before you make your way westward. Was it? Wait. I'm very dumb, aren't I? Southwest, yes. I'm smart. Beyond the hermitage of blessed lightning, you go westward at least. Eventually, it's super easy to see. This tower is 200 feet tall. How big is that in normal? That's
That is big.
it's like let me slam it into this money machine. That's 60 meters, 3 meters per floor. That's like fucking tall for this age. Ooh. Well, it doesn't matter how tall the building is. What matters is that you see this large. It's not a ziggurat. Ziggurats have steps in them. Let me just copy the image and show it to you because it's super easy if I just show it to you. Here you go. This is what the building looks like. It's a big old trapezoid, and indeed, I imagine that this large ass orb is floating around it. I don't. It doesn't describe the orb here, which feels like a bit of a missed point of contention, but sure. Oh my goodness.
What a weird layout.
A lot of blank space, but you know.
Maybe it's
you're
needed
doing
for the
stone stuff, you
magic.
gotta...
The closer you get, however, the more indeed the land becomes fertile and the yellowish grass turns to proper green grass. Additionally, there's something weird. Like every hour you walk, once you're close enough, you occasionally hear rumbles or see like a weird fog pull up around the tower. It's like the weather isn't making sense anymore.
Oh, I'm not a fan of weird weather.
I mean, when you feel tremors in your feeties, and here, and oh, when you're almost there, like you're still like a couple of 10 minutes away, the tower gets shrouded in like cold to the point that like everything condenses for a moment because cold air holds less water than warm air, and it snows for a brief moment before it heats up anew.
This place is weird.
It does seem to be.
Yeah.
Seems
I mean,
to be
that's my full statement.
Marvelous. I need to preload this scene. Eventually, you come close enough that you can see the entrance, like the little elevated plateau that actually leads into it, and the long road that goes up to it. Additionally, you can tell a couple of interesting features. One is that there's two large poles out front, with these lumpy things hanging from them, and behind them are a set of gargoyles like watchmen standing up on the ledge over a doorway. That's about as much detail as you can get from this distance.
I feel like the gargoyles are gonna try to kill us.
Alright, this is the part where I think I can go back to the read alouds and get an idea what the hell's going on. The entrance ledge. Oh yeah, they got rid of most read alouds nowadays. Ugh. No, they're too special. The building appears to be
Yeah.
made out of mud brick. It seems to have built in one piece. So they built us using magic and all that stuff. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Here's the orb's description. The Aeon Orb is about 3 feet in diameter and sheds visible light for miles. That sounds annoying to sleep near. The orb never approaches the orb never approaches closer than 40 feet from the tower's summit. It illuminates the summit at all times. That's nice. The tower interior is dark, which is fair enough. Oh my god, that's so dumb. They're like, by the way, I know that all the dinosaurs have smell, but since we don't want to screw over all the rogues, they burn out the sense of smell at early age. Nah. I don't know why, they just do it. It's for you. Kiss. Ceiling rooms are 15 feet high, corridors 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall, aka the standard. Environmental effects. Oh, yeah, the orb is acting up. Which, from your perspective, seems to be that whenever something funky begins to happen, the orb starts to quiver and shake visibly, which is impressive considering its size and distance. And then it just... There's someone up there doing something, but it's hard to tell what. Little shapes moving around. Oh man, there's a section called Tower Custodians. You'll run into those guys, don't worry. Entrance is located 40 feet up the western side of the tower. A switchback ramp leads up to this landing. Why but? But is made of the same smooth mud brick as the rest of the tower.
But
it appears that a new addition is a series of wooden planks that makes it easier to walk up this. Why the fuck is there a skill check involved with ascending the ramp, Paizo? It's a ramp.
Sorry, ramp's scary.
Maybe it's like really vertical.
It's DC 14, which Ruby literally cannot fail. I know you're like one level above the norm, but still, like, come on, man. Just go up there, dude throws a rope down, you're done. The point is, I can now load the map, and you can see that indeed some unconscious individuals are hanging from those poles. This is where the dungeon delve begins.
So, should we try to get those guys down?
Probably. Like, can we examine their situation like booby trapped in some way if we try to take him down?
Squint harder. That's code word for roll for perception. If you have any trap-related skills, don't forget about them. They just look like people who got tied up.
I'm gonna squint at them hard too. Bam.
Definitely just tied up.
Okay.
How far above the ground are they?
These wooden poles are like 10 feet tall, and they're on the upper half, as it were.
I could just shoot the rope. That apparently works in movies.
Unfortunately, shooting a rope is a bit complicated, and I think... Does Paizo account for that? I know the ranged attacks in 1E probably had like double hardness or something, or half damage.
I could send in Peppy.
I mean, Peppy can climb.
Yeah. And handle ropes.
Ranged weapon damage. This is 1E. Objects take half damage from ranged weapons unless it is each weapon something similar. Divide the damage by 2 before dealing weapons. Additionally, it might qualify as an ineffective weapon because you're trying to stab a rope instead of cutting it. Nice. I'd like that. You are fully empowered to say you can't shoot a rope. But you guys aren't too far from the top, so sure, send Peppy out.
Yeah, I'll send Peppy out, and just in case, I'll just hide behind
There's one thing to note. These people aren't awake. And as Peppy begins to chew for the rope, you might become aware of the fact that they may start falling down the ramp in the wrong way if they are cut loose and aren't awake at the time to stop themselves.
Oh, I can probably come up and grab them as they are lowered down.
Handsome. Awesome. In that case, a little bit later, you have 2 unconscious people on the floor. You have one kind of owl-looking dude wearing some fancy-dancy robes. Although the main reason it looks fancy is because he has lots of like packs and belts and things on him and all kinds of books and writing utensils. Otherwise, his robe would just be like a flat robe. Next to him is an individual who, similar to the guy you already met, Has like some cool studded leather armor, and that's about it. Although he does have this pack full of thieves' tools. Oh, neatly laid out for quick use.
Should we get them a smack on the cheek?
We can at least try and, rouse them, see if they're in a state to wake up.
With your medical training, you can definitely tell these individuals have probably been outside for a while, and given that it's very bright, their, blood goes to their feet in a wrong way because there's no back pressure to push it back up again because they're not standing. Probably heat exposure. Yeah, you might want to just let them rest for a bit in a cool environment before you try to wake them up.
Yeah, heat and cold exposure with how that stone is acting up.
Yeah.
Things are very crazy.
Let's hustle them away.
Find a little safe corner to sit them down in.
You put them in a nice
Right
shadowy
to the
corner. Not to tell you to do your job, but don't forget there's a whole dungeon out there to explore.
Yeah, we can just write them a note. Say, hey, we untied you guys. I hope you're okay.
Smooch.
Please don't be dead.
Hope you're friends with Aaron. We
Leave guess we can leave some healing potions or something there for them.
yeah, I think we have healing potions.
So you leave a note that says, "We're inside trying to solve this problem. Here's some healing."
We know
Yeah.
your friend. We misspelled his name.
Yeah, Erin. You know.
Like we spell it like 3 different ways.
Misspelled each time.
Aaron, and then just write. He said it was spelt with an E.
No, wait.
In brackets.
It's crossed out, and then at the end, Pathfinder guy.
Yeah, so we'll
They
take
probably
out
know.
2 lesser healing potions.
Yeah, we can just put them next to them.
There you go. A little pick me up.
There you go.
You'll feel ripe and shiny.
I've already reduced it from the loot bag.
Alright.
And
With that taken care of, we can probably, head into the dungeon proper.
Marvelous. Well, take your steps, boys. You have tokens. Move them.
step.
Once you move up, you can see the large gargoyles perched on top.
There's a wall.
Yeah, there is a
Everyone
wall.
saw.
You can't just go up a ramp magically like that.
Ah.
Ho, 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 ho.
There's also a wall there.
Here you
Oh,
go, you nerds. You don't have to worry about your hyperlight drifting.
Wow.
Now that you're up here, you can see those fancy dancy gargoyles standing on top, and there's a big old 10 by 10 entrance that goes straight down. Let's see. In fact, they are described as exceptionally steep stairs that are both difficult terrain and uneven ground,
oh
Wow.
no.
which is a fancy way of saying that unless you make a check, you start stumbling down the stairs.
Haha, I'm good at acrobatics.
Fuyu, when you get close, you have like a couple of pebbles fall in front of you. Like you hear some shuffling and then
Sounds like we're not alone.
It's the gargoyles.
The Goyles.
They're gonna try to kill us. I knew it.
Well, can we look up and see if we can?
Yeah, I'm
See
gonna
what
look
the-
up and see if there's something above us.
I did already point out there's some dudes hanging out over the doorway. Yes.
Should I try to
statues.
shoot 'em? Oh, okay. Are they moving?
I mean they're perfectly motionless statues.
If we're
They
on,
appear to be depicting what makes sense for this. I guess like gosh, what's his name? I don't know his name. Oh, there, Elrond. There's this guy who did a bunch of stuff and is involved with Starfall. He's like the Absalom dude. I don't know what his name is. Ugh.
Alfonso.
Aerodon, that's his name. The human god.
I help.
He's basically. God, there's like a huge parallel between this guy and Talos from the Elder Scrolls. That they're both dudes who became gods.
Fantasy writers are very fond of the dude who is now a god trope.
And he is a human. Wags my finger. Never another species. Otherwise, people go like, "That's furry crap." Whee. Jesus Christ, this guy is an elf, not a human. Get a load of this guy.
So look at this guy.
Aerodin.
He's got that elvish pranciness to him, you know?
My God, he does.
They had to very specifically have that ear in shot to prove that he's not an elf.
It's
No,
the
no,
only
look.
reason-
Round ears. He's human.
It's the only reason they did that. Anyway, as mentioned for you, some rocks fell in front of you. That's about it.
Oh, we better keep our eyes up then.
Yeah, guess I'll go in first. Just kind of.
Once you stick
To
your
get my hearing better, I'm going to shift to my fox form.
when you stick your foot like through the threshold, you start to hear this grumbling through the stones.
Now, I'm not any kind of engineer, but I'm pretty sure rocks aren't supposed to make that sound.
Maybe they're hungry.
Also, Ruby, would you mind if I climb on top of the garlic? Those stairs look a little steep.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Garlic is a little.
Garlic has big
sad,
feet, which makes these stairs even more painful for him.
but it's also got.
Oh
big
my god, are
ears.
you I told her not to fucking
Hmm.
Oh, that was sudden.
Give him a minute.
What's the thing that I always get surprised still exists?
What?
Rainforest Cafe is still a thing.
Oh, I actually don't know much about the Rainforest Cafe.
It's basically an overpriced, expensive cafe that's themed after the rainforest.
Yeah.
I've heard it talked about a few times as like jokes, but like never actually seen it or anything.
I've been to it twice, both times in Vegas.
I just learned about a divine spell, cantrip called Read the
Oh.
Air.
I am losing my fucking shit over how many people call me in the morning like this. Oh my... I'm so sick and pissing tired of this shit, man. How many people are gonna fucking call me at 9:30 in the morning? It's like a perfect time to call someone. Was the guy who insistently insists that his appointments are in the afternoon. That's the perfect guy to call in the time he doesn't want. Whatever. Let's go on. The last thing I remember telling you happened is that the ground, like you heard rumble, 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 rumble.
And
Yeah,
the
it
Durgan
was
was going towards the steps.
From up above, you hear a warning. Best not enter if you want to keep your life.
Hey, mysterious voice. Why shouldn't we enter?
Oh. Because few weapons can hurt some as strong as us, and there are many inside and few of you.
What if we want to
So-
be diplomatic?
This confuses the voice, for it does not answer. It was not prepared
Do
for
you
someone
wanna be
going, hey, I'm just...
friends?
They were not prepared for the person who came to jail to be just visiting. Well, considering that this fine voice has been put here as a sentry, I imagine that he probably wouldn't just let you in. You know what? He's going to go for the safe answer, which is, oh, I won't let you in unless someone can vouch for you, and I see no such person.
Like, who would vouch for us? Like, we have some friends, but you don't know them.
Well, you know, they're not here. And these guys probably know what they're looking for. Judging by how they're like, no, I don't want to hear it. Put him my fingies in my ear. I don't get paid enough to make mistakes.
Do you get paid?
Yeah, look,
I'd like
clear.
to get paid.
Though they don't seem interested in answering that question. That's not to say that
True.
bribery is off the table. They're just not interested in answering the question.
Would you like to
So,
come down?
yeah, we can talk eye to eye. It's kind of weird speaking to a mysterious voice in the ceiling.
I mean, to be fair, they might just enjoy being high above you in the ceiling.
And even if you're there, I can just like see you because I like to look at the person I'm talking to. You don't have to come down. You can stay up there.
Judging by the slight grumbling that they get from all these questions. You might want to focus on solution-focused answers and questions.
That's what I was trying to get them to come out.
The situation is getting too complex for the instructions they've been giving. Wait.
Hmm.
Well, if you let us in there, then I promise we won't make a mess. Give my winningest smile to a direction that I can't see.
Okay. Now, who here is... I mean, is this like a lie or not? Who here has the diplomacy / deception that they think is appropriate? Like, are you legitimately trying not to make a mess, or are you here to...
I've got diplomacy. I can try to just be like, we're just here to make sure everything's still working.
Cool. Give me a roll. Let's see if you can convince the doorman to step aside. The
Four.
DC's 20, but I like your gumption. Well, and he doesn't believe you, judging by the fact that he's like, I don't believe you. You look like those troublemakers who were on the polls before, really. Yes. Why would you want to be in this place anyway? It's full of stinkers. And when you lean in the doorway, you can indeed get the faint smell of, like, Kind of like that guy, but like worse. Like you're actually close to the object that emits that smell instead of just a guy who's been soaking in it.
Do you like the stinkers?
Well, they don't. Obviously, they reference them as stinkers with like a nasty tone of voice.
Would you be okay if we cleared out the stinkers?
No, of course not.
So-
They're the ones paying us. You, God damn, you.
That is fair. You're being paid.
What if
Would
they
you
pay
like-
you more?
And have they already given you the payment? Because if they've already given you the payment, then there's no reason why you should let them stick around. You could just let someone else come in and get rid of them. You've got the money. Don't need to put up with them.
All right, all right. Let's take it easy. Let's just take a minute and sit right there. Who here has
Say that-
nature?
I do.
I do.
Again.
Hmm.
I'm not answering the next call. I am. So, oh man, I don't like this. I hate phone calls. And holy shit, do I hate phone calls that happen so quickly to get. Point is, who here has nature?
I
Bella
do.
and I.
Well, then give it a
I think
go.
I do.
Wow, I am just not gonna roll well. Go ahead, Bella.
Don't worry. If it's not a crit fail, you're fine. Because if you do get a crit
Okay.
fail, that's when I give you wrong information.
Well,
Or
at
I
least
give
you're
you,
all trained in it.
or you know, I can always mix in the wrong information with good information, and I won't tell you which is which, because that's the fun part with multiple people rolling. See, that's the fun part that people forget. It's like, oh, but if multiple people roll, then but it's like, no, you give all of them the information. You just don't tell them which part is the one from the guy who got it wrong. And then, bada bing, bada boom, you solve the problem. I'm gonna give myself an applause. I'm very intelligent. Ruby and Alora. Those gargoyles are probably indeed, you know, the living kind of gargoyles that many an adventurer talks about how they heroically fought a statue or something like that. When in truth, they just fought a fucking gargoyle like a chump. Gargoyles are not like they're elementals like Zorn who like to eat gems and they're like, tasty. But gargoyles just eat meat. They're actually beasts. Were they always beasts? I think they were monstrous humanoids before. Huh. I'm gonna look that up because I'm curious. Let me.
I actually am looking it up right now.
They used to be monstrous humanoids. So yeah,
Monstrous humanoid. Yep.
so they would become beasts because humanoid is a bit of a stretch. Yeah, they are beasts. They do eat like normal stuff, unlike elementals who can easily eat like a rock. So, odds are it's not paid with actual money, because, you know, gargoyles don't easily get into town and spend money, and when they do, they're mercenary types who, you know, they don't hang out with Zolgath, and they're integrated into society. These are wild boys who probably were given like a steak, a really nice steak, and they were like, nice steak. So if you have a particularly large quantity of food you can offer them, that probably work.
Would you like us to hunt something for you? Bring you a little snack?
Give me like
Snack as
an
in a
hour.
meal? Huh?
Give me like an hour. kind
Yeah.
of thing.
All right, so you got a plan. Let me hear it.
I'm gonna go and hunt down some animals and give them lots of food. I'm like an expert hunter.
All right then. I
You
mean, to
might
be
wanna
fair, this
find-
is like an extra fertile patch of land.
Yeah.
So you know what? You get to roll me with advantage. Some nice survival to see if you can fetch yourself a good mark.
I'm also trained in survival.
Nice.
Oh, that makes sense.
You go out on a hunt, looking around for signs and trails. The obvious signs of something big and edible. Ooh.
Okay, and how do I roll that survival on this version?
Advantage is just you. Oh wait, you can right click
What's
it and then just say reroll and keep the better result.
Oh,
Huh.
okay. That's how it works. Because every one of these is a little bit different.
Yeah, everyone has their own idea. Ooh, ooh. Despite your best efforts, it appears that the Zolgath presence might have caused most of the local wildlife to scurry off. To be fair, they do stink, and the snowstorms are probably quite off-putting. So there isn't a lot to get. You managed to get your hands on like a few juicy hairs, but that's good if you're like just trying to get through the day, not if you're trying to bribe someone.
I'm never going to roll anything over 14 today.
Well, that's fine. You don't need more to take care of these guys. They aren't impressed when you come back in an hour, and they politely inform you to go fuck yourself. You've worn out their patience. One more step and they'll get you. In the meantime, since it's been a bit, Festri and Julius will also recover from their state.
Yay.
They're not in the best place, let's put it like that. But they are awake, with Festri in particular being more than willing to talk your ears off about how he's gravely concerned about the circumstances of, the tower.
They also get one, I think, moderate? Yep, lesser, I think.
Yeah, it was less.
You put lessers.
He shuns the assistants. There are more important things right now.
Well, suit yourself.
I need to look one thing up because I know something that happens at the end, but I forgot what the exact. Let's see. Oh. Oh, I thought the orb broke the fuck up. I misread the last section. It does not, in fact, necessarily explode. Whoops. Ugh. The point is, the Festri, who introduced himself politely, who has apparently earned himself the nickname Old Owl, judging by the guy next to him, who's a lot more... Julius is the kind of guy who gives you elbows and goes, hey, good guy to have around if you want to cheer up the mood a bit. Hey!
Fawns.
Wink and smile, baby.
Fancy
Wink and
fawns.
smile.
We
What he
always
tells
think
you, Festri says that he's observed the Aeon Orb and he doesn't know how much longer it has. We need to take action right away and stop the man at the top.
Alright,
Well,
well, that's our cue then.
I guess negotiating with the doorman is
Has unfortunately failed, despite your best efforts.
They can follow us
past
up.
present.
They can
Not stolen.
follow us if they want.
So what do
Rush
you
the
want?
building then.
Okay, so what we're gonna have to do, guys, is really simple. I'm gonna shoot him 17 times in the face with my bow.
Have you had a lot of success in the past shooting arrows at stone?
I mean, so far everything else I've shot my bow at has worked.
Well, that checks out to me.
All right then. Ooh.
Oh no, that one's crazy.
Oh no, he's got the gusto. Alora.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put them a little on the wall so you can actually see their tokens and click them.
Okay.
They're up
Oh.
there, and you're down here. Nobody's the sheriff.
Oh, what? Well, since we chose violence at the moment. Hi. Yeah.
Why does it say you're using sling bullets?
Cause I have a sling.
It's
Gosh.
probably it, automatically ticking down ammo.
Lol.
Yeah. And since that did not work, I will just handle with the divine lance. I think I can do that and the sling at the same time. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Miss on a 20. Jesus.
Gosh.
He's
Wait, is our AC really 20? Oh yeah, because they're big rocky boys. Gosh,
You know.
Wait a minute. You guys are they're just that tough. They're brutes. They're brutes. Their stats are high. They're fighters. You know the type.
And that'll be my turn.
From above to down below drops this gentleman. Indeed, an Aslantean human who used to wield something, but he dropped it, and now he's down here. Still not the sheriff. The first thing I'll do is I'll grab Ruby. That's versus your 4 DC, which is not enough. After which he'll go for the old sideswipe. Oh,
Oh, the chunky
fool you.
one.
Okay, so which one's on the ground floor now?
Crazy.
Yeah, the one next to you.
Okay, so first action, I'm gonna hunt him. Then, because I took point blank shot. Oh, I didn't. Didn't I? I was going to. Well, I am going to take a shot at this dude. So, hunted prey, first attack, hunter's aim.
Zoinks.
Pew.
Oh no, my butt.
So I believe I hit.
You give him the hit, give me the goods. You've come to an interesting discovery. This thing has resistance to physical damage. That's not adamantine. After all, it is covered in this rocky exterior that it seems to naturally produce that would, rock would ward that kind of stuff off.
Also, my thing has a... I have one more action, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But, my thing has Bane on it. How does that work?
What kind of bane is it?
This is Bane under the description. I was trying to remember
Probably
what
against,
it
like,
was
evil
for.
fiends and stuff. So that would not be
Also,
this.
okay. Also, though, since I've shot this, the next attack on it, because I took assisting shot.
I think that's also an action.
Okay, yeah, it is. So I can deal with the next action. So my final shot is going to be my assisting shot.
Pew. Oh, there is one action. Oh, nice.
Nope.
Ooh. Ruby! Did you know it's your turn?
Yeah, it is. Well, I'm gonna just go for the knockdown. Hit up with the attack key. Hiya. Oh, Jesus.
Kick its butt. Kick its butt.
Wreckage shit.
And because I have critical specialization, I can move it 5 feet away. Well, in a
Push it
direction.
into the
eventually.
stairs.
I can just throw it down the stairs.
Oh my
Do
god.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so... oh god, knockdown. You trip the creature you hit. Well, that's not a shove, which is what you kind of need, but you do whack him real good for 15.
Well, the critical
Yeah, I
success
have that
is
crit specialization lets me move it 5 feet.
Oh god, is that any direction you like?
Yeah, in a direction of your choice.
Yeah. So
guess
it
he's-
falls down.
I
and
guess
gets
he's...
moved onto the stairs.
What was the check for... What was the, no, he has to roll the check for the stairs, but I'm gonna give him a penalty for, getting shoved into it. DC 14 acrobatics. Here we go. We're gonna give him a -4, because that's just painful. And he's also technically falling down. Wow. Guy's got balance.
Wow.
That's enough to actually say, well, he's not standing, but he's not like tumbling down the thing all the way.
He
I guess-
catches himself.
With the wings, presumably.
Yeah.
Well, he's also significantly injured at this point. Ooh. I did apply that. You did see the damage numbers, right?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think so.
cool.
And then last action. What did I even do with the last action? Who knows?
Kick him. Kick him while he's down.
I guess. Just kind of
Shove it up his nose.
the big penalty, but I might as well.
And
Oh.
you do it anyway.
You're a fighter.
I am a fighter. I forget.
Stab. A gargoyle starts to hover over your head-ish. Instead of attacking, it flies over Fuyu. And along the way, it tries to rake its claws from above.
Oh no, it does it.
Garlic.
Yeah, garlic. Well, garlic gets like one action because he's a big boy now. Though I think Alora is riding Garlic, we said.
So
So, realistically, either you would command him, or I could just get him to do his own thing with you on top of you.
I
You know what I
I
mean?
I I'd just let Garlic do their own thing.
Yeah, okay.
Unless
Garlic's gonna use their one action to kind of get underneath this guy. He's like, bark, bark. Guy up in the air, bark, bark.
roar.
We're gonna say the garlic does have to like be exactly under him for this to work, because he's like a distance up.
Yeah, so
In which
Can't
case,
be
I get to use this. It's like baby's first attack of opportunity.
aw.
He's so cute,
Ridiculous.
It's not cute
Ooh.
anymore.
and he rolls
Roll
a
me 10.
double 1. He does less damage than he did to you. Than did to
Well, that
Fui-
can Alora as well.
but only hits garlic.
Yeah, Alora, you get 10 health back.
And I get
So
back
yeah,
to you.
he rolls a critical and then trashes on damage.
Thank God.
Well, garlic is under her now, under the thing.
I
I think they only get one action because they're.
I'm at the bottom.
Unless you give him an action. Don't forget you can still do that
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, I didn't. I used all my actions.
Oh yeah, garlic doesn't have stuff. There we go. Let's just remove him then. I keep forgetting that. I need to take care of that for pets. Alora!
Alright. Oh, I did not mean to move. Oh shit. Anyway, I'm just gonna remind myself how to find lance work, which I was trying to do. Yeah, I'll just hit him with a chaotic divine lance again.
Chaos.
Unfortunately, these things are chaotic.
Oh.
They are unaffected by chaos!
Then that whiffs even if it hits.
Yep.
It whiffs.
Luckily, you don't get to learn that yet. If I was a jerk of a GM, this is the part where I go, well, you don't know if they're immune to it yet.
Easy shot past them.
But because I think it's better for you to know this than not, we're gonna say that you actually hit it. You know, touch AC style. You hit him, but nothing happens because it just goes through him. Because how would that work? Would alignment energy go through you like a laser beam, or would it just kind of get sucked up by your chaotic aura?
It'd probably spark against you like pew.
Ruby, he's standing up within reach.
You know what that means.
It's smooching time.
Bana bana bana.
Conk.
Hit him with the fighter special.
Well, since you're so keen, he scoots around, and then he puts up his shoulder and tries to shove you down the stairs. I think that's also against your 4TC, but because you're a fighter, it's really big.
DC is 22 for fortitude.
Lucky. So lucky, because otherwise you'd be tumbling down some stairs by now. That would hurt. Let's take a look-see. I'm just double checking it for myself. God damn my mouse wheel. I need to replace it, but I don't wanna. Shove. That is
No,
fortitude
feeling
DC.
so
Good.
bad.
For you. There's so many gargoyles all around.
Well, and then there's this one that's hunted by me. So, I was gonna be like, hello, friend. Welcome to close combat.
Oh no. The combat's so close. Even with damage reduction, that puts him down to negatives. Bye-bye.
And then I get a look at the guy in the sky, use one action to hunt him, and then use my other shot. Nope.
But I think you get a hero point.
I get a hero point.
How about you go take care of your turn? I gotta go to the bathroom like real bad. Ooh.
Okay, go. Go, go, go.
Go run. So yeah, that one guy ran up behind Ruby, tried to shoulder check you, and you're like, that almost worked. And and he's like, "Hey, what's over there?" He looks at me, and an arrow goes between his eyes.
Like fired from a centimeter from his face, just like
Yeah, I looked at
surprise.
it. No, wait, I
Ink.
know exactly what GIF it's based off of. See, there is one for this right here.
Yeah.
Just there's an arrow just right there. 60 Spider-Man was just there was a lot.
Yeah. It's a very special show.
Yeah, it had no budget, and it also had no logic.
And Spidey had a very deep voice.
And a lot of weird special abilities, except not a useful spider sense. Because he let this stuff happen.
Good. I like that. Presumably, Sandman has made his hand into a hammer,
It
but
was
still goes
Sandman.
for the forward punch.
60 Spider-Man also had the time where Peter decided, hey, there's people in front of me. I'm going to web myself into a ball and bowl through them.
Gotta
Or he would
post
shoot
this.
his
We're
web
talking about it.
upward, and it would just completely screw momentum.
Can't not post the fucking window.
Oh yeah, I'll
The
flick
window was
for that
great,
one.
and yet the window is almost sensical.
Almost.
But the part that gets me is then he just opens it.
Yeah.
Like, if he reached through to unlock the window, that would make sense because the web would make it not, shatter.
And also
But
maybe
he doesn't
reduce
reach
some
inside.
noise.
Yeah, he just shatters it for no reason.
He's just a dick.
He wanted to make it look like break and enter.
Well, I mean, in 2 hours, the web will disappear.
Bleh. So many
Bleh.
interruptions. It just never stops.
You know what once got me? Before we continue, in a superhero cartoon,
Yeah.
in X-Men, there's a scene where Gambit is sneaking into a place, and to blow a door open, he gets out some plastic explosives.
Yeah, not the explosion abilities that are the only thing he can do.
Yeah, the thing he is known for doing. He doesn't need to make an explosive on the door. He can make the door the explosive.
Yeah,
Or hell,
that's
even
his
just
whole
the
thing.
hinges.
Or the
Yeah,
doorknob.
but
Anyway, it was my
Truby's
turn, I
turn.
think, in
Yeah.
video game. Yeah. This guy is up in the air.
Well, you have a reach weapon, so you could reach him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, in that case, I'll move over to here and then just kind of swing upwards at him.
Take that, you fiend.
Get down here and fight me like a thing.
Fight me like a rock.
Where?
Unfortunately,
Fight me like you got the stones.
it's pretty difficult to swing a heavy weapon directly upwards, by the way.
Yeah.
Spears are good for that, but most of their swingy weapons are a lot harder. Whoa.
Yeah. It's not easy. And then I'm going to give Garlic some actions.
It's not easy being squeezy.
Because Garlic's a good boy. Where's my Garlic sheet?
Garlic.
There it is. Garlic can jump up and snap at him. I give him the big bites.
Chomp, chomp,
Munch,
chomp.
munch.
Got him right in the foot.
Yeah, get him, Garlic.
That's 4.
Chomp, chomp. And then Garlic's last action is gonna glare at him, real spooky like,
Ooh.
real.
Give me
give a
that
big roll.
DC 20, DC 20, excuse me. So it's a ooh. Give me the goods. Don't forget your hero point for that one. Might want to spend it.
Oh yeah.
If you want, you can spend it on garlic if you want.
Yeah, I'll spend it on that. Might as well.
Don't forget to you can right click it to do the rerolls.
Yeah. There we go. 20.
That's actually enough to frighten him a bit.
Haha. Get
Um,
spooked, idiot.
Well, you know what he's gonna do first? He's gonna give garlic a little kick.
Mean.
Oh man, he doesn't have any.
Rude
Actually, he's gonna try to kick garlic over. Whoa.
No.
No.
Garlic takes 4 damage and is knocked prone,
Tumbles.
which in turn means Bella.
Yeah.
You're close to a ledge. Did you know?
I
Can you
did
roll
know.
me a 1d4 to see which direction you end up tumbling in? One being
1D.
one is the top, and then going clockwise.
Okay.
Excellent. Good news. You don't fall off the ramp. You just fall on top of the other rocky guy.
Good.
Ow.
Seizing an opportunity, the gargoyle suddenly dives inward, which means it does move, and then it goes, which I think means he's within your reach when he moves. And you can't really step in midair. I'm gonna look that up, or we're gonna say you can go ahead and slap him.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up step. Can you step? Your speed is at least careful. Move 5 feet. Oh, you can't step at a multitude. Oh my goodness! I look up step, and what the fly skill? No, you cannot take a because doing so will be at least 10 feet of. Wow. Okay. Apparently you can, but I think that's dumb because flight, in my mind, after Ironclaw and after knowing 3.5's little table, flight is fucking clumsy. You don't get to be that precise. Fuck you. That's lazy man's work. Anyway, he goes to give your boy a bite, but it turns out it's really hard to bite into a big drake. Alora, you're on the ground. Whee!
Just gonna stay on the ground. It can't be chaotic and good, so I'm just gonna good attack with the Divine Lance.
Sure he can.
Yeah, cause I am, but
It just turns out it's just you.
I just get up on my feet. That's my turn.
As a quick tip, you take a penalty to your attack rolls when you're prone, so stand up before you do that. I mean, it wouldn't have helped you, but it's just a thing to note for future occasions. For you.
Okay. That nerd, he's like up there. He didn't go far enough away. That was his first mistake.
Well, he's now on the ground, actually. He's like on top of garlic.
Oh, that was his third mistake.
Oh, no!
His second mistake was that I am casting Gravity Weapon.
Abracadabra. I've started to realize that the reason a lot of these things are like one action is so that they gel well with 2 action attacks.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. It's like, hey, do you want to have one super strong setup turret? Here you go. Get him, Tiger.
And
Don't
then I'm
don't-
gonna shoot him.
Which spell effect do you get? Heightened 2 levels.
Should be 2 dice.
Yeah, you get the 1 dice. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, equal to the number of damage dice. Yes, that would be that one. Because if you're using a potency weapon, then yes. All right, go ahead and give him the goods. Hit him by 1. That's all you need.
Big pew.
Pew pew.
Bam. And final shot. Almost. Oh well.
10 damage. Oh, you don't get a final shot. Hunter's aim, don't forget, is 2 actions. It's the trade-off.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter anyway because I missed.
I mean, +2 is a lot for what it's worth, and I think it also lets you ignore concealment. So it's pretty much just I'm gonna hit you.
Oh, that's what the 2 thingies there meant. I always forgot that those are like.
Action indicators, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, everything else you've had so far has been one action.
Yeah, that actually caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know.
Well, first thing on my turn, I'm gonna give Garlic some actions to get up, and then go for a chomp. So, can I do that from there? No, I need to actually go into the thing.
Garlic. Why does it smell like garlic in here?
He's stinky. And go for the chompy garlic. Yeah.
Did it.
Doesn't have that -2 because he did get up.
Okay, he did get up. Luckily, getting up is only one action.
Then I can move in and swing at him.
I think that's more of a crit. How about you go with a crit? Because you're like
Okay.
flanking and everything. You and Garlic are both on top of him. Oh no!
Oops.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Oh no! It's got all weird.
Yeah. I just right clicked and went, oh, apply double damage. That's what that means, right? No.
Implodes.
Oh, it's not what that means.
Wow.
It means stab yourself in the face.
There you go. Oh, he's almost. You know what? He's gonna skedaddle out of here. Ruby, you see his wings strike up into the air. It lets off a big flap. You technically trigger his attack of opportunity, but he looks like he's getting out of here. You know, he's like directly turning away from you in the entrance. Probably muttering
Alright.
something about rates of investment or something.
Later, idiot.
Wait.
If you want to, you can shoot him in
While
the
he's
butt,
running,
yes. You
I'm
can
gonna
do it.
Take a shot in the butt.
You still got him aimed. My butt! Sure. I think that gets him. So there's just a crash in the trees. As he tries to go over the sea of green foliage. Because you're 40 feet up. Like, a lot of trees are below you now.
He's like,
Actually-
okay, I'm getting out of. Oh crap, the archer.
Yeah, 40 feet would be above a lot of trees. Like, oaks are like, yeah, they can be taller, but...
Yeah,
Look, most oaks
40 feet is
kind
like-
of max out at like 20 feet.
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
it's like-
What matters is that you're above the trees, which is pretty high up. Marvelous. As you've done all this, the smell of garlic becomes a bit more potent. And it's very likely
not
that the
that
people
close.
down the stairs have become aware of your presence since then.
Garlic, did you make Stinky?
Garlic.
Look at me. It wasn't him, guys. He promised me.
I've never known Garlic to lie.
It's very. He tells the truth all the time.
Garlic can never lie. He's a precious boy.
Yeah. Heart of gold.
If you're hoping for loot, these guys have nothing. No bags, no nothing.
You know, pretty much just naked animals made of stone.
And able to think. Don't forget that part.
Well, we need to hurry. If what the guys said is true, then this is urgent.
Into the building.
Don't forget those stairs are dangerous. Take it nice and easy.
Let's hurry, but carefully.
Hop on, Garlic. You got this.
Oh, I'm just gonna go down the stairs.
As you slink down the stairs, your perception is so ridiculously good. I'm not gonna have a roll for this, but actually, let's look up. Nah, we'll not bother with that. There's definitely some people waiting at the bottom of those stairs. You can see like fingertips curling around the corner, a little dinosaur snoot poking out. Get a load of this boy.
Giggling
Get a
to
load of him.
themselves like, "Yeah."
Oh my god.
Looking down, not only does the place smell, but there's also like multiple light sources. One seems to be bigger than the others. There is the distant smell of meat in there, but it's definitely overpowered by Big Stinky. Like, Big Stinky.
Super stinky.
Oh, I can't go down the stairs.
What?
Yeah, it counts
Oh!
as a wall apparently.
Oh no, it's a... I did that for some effects, but there you go. I'm dumb. Sorry.
So, can I take a shot?
Hmm. I don't know. I think it's like a very steep set of stairs, right? Let me take a look at the map. Yeah, it's pretty steep. I mean, you can. I mean, if you want to, you can take a shot, but the odds of you actually hurting or getting them with anything is pretty low. But sure.
Yeah, they're pretty heavily in cover.
But you see, if
I do see.
take some time and aim properly, I can ignore cover.
No, you ignore concealment, not cover. What you're thinking of is 5e.
Okay.
Where the
different editions.
where
Throw me.
if 5e has a feat that definitely just lets you go, cover's not a thing, and then GM is like, oh, there goes an entire one of the rare mechanics in 5e that's interesting and dynamic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna watch this guy and wait for him to pop out. Because you say pop out once in a while, I'm gonna try to give him a nose ring.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna set them.
Fuck. Yeah, I guess you slam it in the snoot with an arrow. So what does it look like when you hit something in the nose and it just goes through the nose and it just flies through the room? Because that instantly kills it.
It's like in Looney Tunes where they'd shoot Daffy and his bill would just spin around his head. It's basically that.
Hey guys, I think I got one.
From down below, you hear a shrill sort of like hiss, like. You know, it's
Before
really.
we get started, anyone want to leave?
There's some basic math because I'm kind of curious about something that I noticed. I think the thing that I noticed. Feel free to correct me here. These early fights are. The average level just feels higher comparatively. Like they definitely tell you like half level 4 here, but these are a bunch of level 1 weenies. They're baby boys compared to you, which feels
Itty bitty
weird that the
baby.
Hermitage would have like a base level of 2-3, despite you being level 3ish. Maybe that's the point. Or maybe no one wanted to make a slightly buffed version of these guys with a. They have the elite template. I don't know how to think of it. See, it's really nice. This is a template. It's like everyone be stronger now.
Magic spell of be strong.
Point is, there's a bunch of weenies down there who want to fight you, and they smell. You're not quite within the smell range, but you're gonna experience smell-o-vision real soon. So it's like a vertical component. So
I think I'll continue making my way down the stairs then. Now that one of them's been obliterated.
And I'll pretty much control garlic while we're on the ramp. But once we're down, I'm gonna hop off.
okay, can you roll me that DC 16 fort save? You know what? Make it a DC 18 because there's quite a few of them, and this is a confined space.
Alright. Fortitude.
Let me see the
Okay.
effects. If you make it, nothing happens. If you fail, you become sickened. If you critically fail, so that's an 8 or lower, you take a -5 foot speed for a while. Alright. So, Alora, I guess you have very sensitive sensibilities because you are sickened.
I'm an elf. This offends me.
Bleh.
My sensitive snoot is overwhelmed with big stinky.
Garlic probably thinks it smells tasty. He's also a bit stinky.
Marvelous. Well, I mean, not like this. This is like actively biologically evolved offensive smellism. Oof. The difference between someone burping in your face and getting hit by a skunk. Alright, but they want to fight. Fuyu, where's your fort save?
Oh, I hadn't gone all the way in. I wasn't sure if I was affected by it.
Oh man, it's actually smart enough to ignore the loot spot in the initiative order. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for being so smart.
No.
Well,
I rolled that with a 0 point.
I recommend it. I mean, the 5-foot movement speed reduction isn't going to hurt you too much, but hey.
Yeah,
That's better.
sickened.
Okay,
hurts.
in this case, you're completely fine.
It smells like crap down here, though.
Alora, you reverse to respond as you make it to the bottom of the stairs. You're surrounded by 4 of these goobers.
I am going to Bless my compatriots.
Pray hands emoji.
Right? For emanation. There. I think that's on me.
Oh no. Oh no.
Go
S-
get.
No,
Get
someone
your.
in another chat just missed their daily streak or something.
Oh
And they're
no.
like, oh no. Hashtag blessed. Oh, please don't forget to give yourself that baby bless.
Yeah.
That includes you, Alora.
Oh, you already did it.
Alright.
I don't think they stack. I think it's actually smart enough because, statuses at the same time don't stack.
Yeah.
But, Alora, that's your bless. You have one action left. How do you spend it on top of this boy's back?
I'll hop off the boy's back and just move over here.
Marvelous. For
Which
you.
I also need to move my blast now.
You really
I don't
can't
know how
see
to make it.
anything from here except maybe one guy, like a little bit.
Which would be that guy way over there. So I can stay in this square with garlic, right?
Kind of, but not really. Like, Garlic is already struggling with these stairs. He doesn't need someone walking under his feet the whole time.
Well, I guess I'll use my move to get here then, which is my. Okay, who do I want to take out? One's patient. He's probably okay. Avid. He does a lot of stuff. Communicative. Okay, I'm going to the political one. He's going to tell me all about why he's a Republican.
And this
Like,
guy
I
has
get
some
in, I'm
pretty.
going to hunt him. And then I'm going to shoot him. I guess see if I can have him join his other buddy on the wall.
You
Oh,
can.
Yes.
You needed 21 damage, good sir. He gets caught on the smooth wall. Slumped
Also-
over an arrow. Yes.
Don't forget you're also blessed, so you get a +1.
Oh, you know,
I
Yeah.
don't remember this.
in
And
the-
that does stack with my circumstance bonus from Hunter's Name.
yeah, pop out. I got it popped out, baby. Now I can click and drag this with ease. Abracadabra.
wowie.
Very intelligent. All right, is that your old turn?
Yes, that was my last thing.
Or Laura, since you're casting spells and waving your hands around, you're the one who gets a hucking at him. First, a javelin. Whoopsh. Whoopsh.
Nat 20.
Then he jumps at you, claws extended.
Alright, let me take that damage. Also, mother balls!
Hiss. Ruby, they're jumping at your friend.
Oh no. Garlic, bite that guy in half.
Make him two. Make him two people.
Chomp.
That is definitely a chomping. He's already looking pretty grievous.
And then I'll follow it up. With a stabby. Oh god, that's a stabby.
Raise your weapon. Oh man, that's a low roll. But
Sadly, low damage.
you raise your weapon high, but it's enough to slam down on top of him, missing your friend, but hitting him with full force. The poor guy is not ready for such a precise blow.
And then I'm gonna move over here a little.
This guy does the same
Stay
thing
in the
his friend
bubble.
did. First, that beautiful opening javelin strike. At you, Ruby. I think that actually hits.
Yeah, I've got 23 AC.
Despite the odds, it hits.
Owie.
Wow.
Wow, these guys.
I mean, the same damage you just.
For a bunch of weenies, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, they're all happy now because now Dave is going to shut the hell up about cryptocurrency.
Oh no.
He's
Thank
over
God.
there now, and he's dead. We can be happy now.
You're welcome.
Wait, what's this about? Gosh darn, Dave. Political.
Oh,
Oh
he-
God.
Yeah,
Listen,
big
man.
warrior.
Cryptocurrency is gonna free you.
He's a
Yeah.
keyboard warrior.
I want to look up like how it describes. I I think you used the word lackey. I can put that into the word looker. Because I know that there's a section in the book where it's like, this is how you would describe certain type. Here we go. Party level -4 is described as a low threat lackey. You need about 8 of them to get a moderate encounter, usually. Just putting the fun deets out there. Who's this? Oh, that's communicative, the patient one. Same thing to you, Fuyu. First, an opening volley of that fine, always hitting javelin. And then those swift claws. Seems you got the jukes, as they say. Alora!
Yes.
This guy
One
next to me better survive. I want to show him this was a mistake.
One action to increase the emanation, which I do by. How do I do? Wait, I made another one. Alright. No, that's right. How do I increase the emanation?
I
Right.
think you just double click it, and then you set the distance to like twice as far, like this.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So yeah, now you can go a little further, and then I'll just target this guy and hit him with a daze. Get dizzy.
Wait, that's me.
D20 real quick.
This one, right?
Not a lot
The
of
will
damage,
save buttons still don't work, but I think that's because you have old sheets and any new ones are, it doesn't matter. I can always just do it by hand with his +4. Ow. Well, he avoids the critical. But he still takes half of his hit points. Oof.
Oh, it's gonna be less impressive when I shoot him in the face.
Aww.
In fact, that's so less impressive. I'm gonna hunt the other one.
I'm gonna spite you. Just gonna go for the full health one.
Pew.
Wow, I hit on a 3.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're fighting weenies and you're a very good fighter.
Being a very
That
good
was wrong.
fighter.
Like, this is how the game sort of compensates for fighters having not a lot of, like, marshals don't get a lot of AoE, so this is the compensation is you generally hit weenies very easily. Still takes a while to cut through a horde, though, but... Ruby, please finish this combat.
Okie dokie.
And then we'll leave it at that, and the next time I'll tell you actually, I'll tell you in the same session what's up and what's down so that you can make your own decisions later. Oh gosh, this poor guy. He's still alive, though, but... I don't like his odds.
Is he though?
No. You physically cannot avoid killing him at that point. So yes, they're all smacked into the ground. And the room becomes quiet. Sort of. I mean... Alright. Let's just calm down, everyone. You're inside of, well, as I said, a room full of, stinky. The smell will probably go away when the ventilation kicks in, like after a few years. This is the guard room. A campfire burns in the southwest corner of this room. The remains of 2 messily butchered cattle are heaped near this fire. In addition to the stairway going up, there's also passageways north and south. 3 stacks of heavy stones, each about 4 feet tall, stand in the southern opening. You can move through it just fine. Garlic will have to move over it or try to knock him over. Because he's large and just too big.
Yeah. It's a big boy.
Yes. Don't forget, you can click yourself and then right-click in the top right corner the effects that you want to remove, so get rid of that bus.
Oh, yeah.
To the south. What is to the south? I think it's just an open area, if I recall correctly. Yeah, that's just unmarked terrain. Doesn't even have a room number. But it does eventually end in this... Well, we're going to have to talk about light sources in a bit. But you have light sources, right?
We carry some, and I have low light vision.
That just makes it so that dim light is bright light. You still need a torch to see things in darkness.
Yeah, I've got torches.
I can also
Got torches.
create a ball of light over my hand and use that as a weapon. I can make foxfire.
And we have dark vision elixirs, just in case.
I think this is the part where I remind Bella, don't forget that dancing lights requires your concentration to keep active.
But I'll hold it on until...
Like, this is where the light cantrip is a bit better, because you can just slap it and forget. But the dancing lights has the benefit of giving you cool lights.
Yeah, you can have
Also,
full right.
I removed Sicken without actually doing the check for it.
Nah. I mean, if you're outside of combat, you can easily take, like, all the actions you want to get rid of it. Someone can pat you on the back a bit, too.
Also, you have torches.
I have
Well,
this.
I
What's fun is that it doesn't actually mention if it makes an actual light source, which is hilarious to me. Actually, fun
I guess
fact.
it would light up somewhere.
Fun fact. I recall this because it is a dumb detail that really shows how far up their own asses they've gone over the years. If I recall correctly, Produce Flame specifically does not make light and cannot function as a light source because otherwise it would usurp another cantrip and would be too strong.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was...
That would just make it useful.
I mean, it's still like a ranged or melee attack on a weapon, and it does pretty good damage for what it's worth. It's just goofy that it can't function as a light source because the balance, bro, the balance will be out of whack. Trademark.
Yeah, like you can destroy things and set things on fire with it, but
The
no,
fire
no,
thing,
that fire doesn't make light.
the thing that burns can make light. Well, I mean, technically the rules don't say anything about that. So Jim could totally say that someone's on fire but emits no light. And I've seen RPG horror stories of people wondering how the fuck that even works.
wait, so you could light my torch with it and it wouldn't emanate?
Well, your torch would emit light because it's a torch, and now the rules can suddenly say. I just want adventures with a raw GM, and they're just the worst kind of rules exemptions. Anyway, light up a torch. Let's take a look. See, I think a torch is like 40, 20.
Yeah, 20 bright light, 20 dim light.
Looking around Allura.
Yeah.
Since you got a torch now, you'll bear the torch, so you have to hold it in your hand after all. To the south beyond these rocks, you can see off in the distance, like the glimmers of some sort of rocky X. It's unclear if it eventually just stops being worked stone and it becomes this cavey-like structure, like crumbling, like maybe damage. Additionally, being close to these rocks allows you to see that on one side there's this thin film of something that smells mildly acidic.
Oh, that's not good. Gonna curiously poke it.
It's a bit acidic, bit like Jello, thick.
No.
Kind of like saving thick carcasses.
Not again.
He's back.
I told him we could find a new place for him to go.
Actually,
I
Bella,
just,
picking up ahead, you do see that around the corner is this. It's a very thin film of like reflection. There is a giant cube of gelatin in the corner here. It's parked there. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting around for now.
Oh no, they've left their headlights on.
No, it's shimmering because there's a torch shining on it.
Well, there's a jelly thing down there. If y'all want to explorate.
why?
Oh, that's why I asked if you want to. And I'll just move on up here. See.
Up north, you will find. And this is the last thing I'm going to tell you before we call the session for today, because it's getting a bit late, and I don't want you guys staying up all night.
Yeah.
And also, I got an
Appreciate the
appointment in a
concern.
bit. I need to shower and everything. I need to move all that up. I had a whole day planned out that's going to have to move up because a bunch of jackasses just want to suddenly start messing with my day.
Ugh, gross.
All right, let me see if there's a cool description for the dinosaur den, which you can definitely see that big ol' Pinacosaurus over there. Look at that chunky boy. This oddly shaped room is divided by several piles of stacked stones, each stack about 4 foot tall. So there's a fun trick with raising animals that someone with nature would know. If you get an animal at a young stage to like try to go like, oh man, I can't break through these rocks, then over time they continue to believe that even though they're big enough that they should be able to push those rocks over now. It's a fairly interesting trick that allows you to restrain an animal with far less than you need.
I just realized I pressed the wrong channel.
Anyway, that's your fun animal trivia of the day. This oddly shaped room is divided by those stacks of rocks, each about 4 feet tall. Large nests made of sticks and mud are spread around the room on both sides of the stone stacks. The northwestern corner of the room contains a large hut made of poorly tanned hide. What does a poorly tanned hide looks like? And topped with the skull of some enormous fanged beast. The eye-watering smell of these creatures, animal dung, and unwashed reptiles fills this room. I love that they don't even wash them. Ugh.
Ugh.
Always help them
I mean-
with the shedding. That's the term.
If you're already stinky, then I guess you don't really care if other things are stinky.
I guess that's fair enough. We'll see what else is over here next time. For now, I should remember to tell you that there is some loot you can find in this room if you decide to look for it.
Wowie.
It's just one of the dudes is like one of those fancy magic sparkly things on his neck. This is a talisman.
Social justice loot.
Listen, it automatically generates, and I guess the political guy had this on him or something.
Great. Now he's on that.
I believe that we
See,
can stop.
Isn't it great that we killed him?
I don't feel bad.
Ugh,
anymore.
he's probably a white knight. He like bumps into conversations randomly and goes, "Are you mansplaining this woman?" Mm. And it's like, no, he's telling me how to use my car. Stop bullying my instructor.
You wouldn't be able to attack Valora or Ruby.
Wait,
Oh.
what? Why not me?
Milady.
I wasn't sure about
We're,
Ruby's
we're all
gender.
ladies.
No
except
boobs,
Guy.
no protection. That's the law. Oh, he's that kind of guy too. Oh. He's not just a social justice warrior and a crypto guy, he's also a turf.
He's
Ugh.
every possible problem.
I also believe in the supremacy of the white race. You're a fucking reptile man! White people go!
I believe
How does
in
that
the
even
supremacy of
work?
white race, but I also believe that you should never say anything racist. All women are queens except fuck women.
He's
I
the
also
ultimate
don't-
centrist.
He also believes in that monarchy should return. It's like all women are queen, but only if they're really queens. She's a thought. Oh, okay. So in case you wonder what a talisman and stuff is, Paizo really liked the idea of slapping something on a weapon that isn't a permanent thing. I think this is a weapon talisman. You slap it on a weapon. Weapon can have one at a time, I think. And then at any point you like, you can say abracadabra, turn it on, and like a potion, it just does a thing. Usually, they don't have special actions unless they like allow you to do certain things you can't do otherwise. Like, oh, it lets you use knockdown for one attack. So it's a nice trick to have up your sleeve.
I think there's some that like give your weapon returning for one shot or
Yeah.
something like that.
It's really useful for letting you do that one cool thing. I think they're a little expensive for what they're trying to do here, but I get why. Like, there's a difference between a potion that gives you effect for a couple of turns and a thing that lets you do returning once. Ugh.
Yeah, it's kind of rough for a single-use thing. Most of the time, the action economy just means it's not really worth setting up.
I mean, the thing is, you can put these on your weapon like years ahead of time. They stay active for a while. Like, I guess that's what the trade-off is. A potion you need to pull out and everything. These are just usually freebies. It's all a matter of perspective. Wavy hand gestures. Anyway, we got through a session without me complaining too much about systems. Yay! It's getting better.
Yeah. The only
Yes.
thing was when I forgot what system we were playing.
Yeah. No, listen, man. Let me pull up that feat because I hate that feat. I think it's a bit much for what it does. I think it's sharpshooter. Sharpshooter feat. Here we go. Attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage. Your ranged attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. That's a lot when you think about it. That is like most interesting things you can do with distance and environments. It's just like, nope, that's not there anymore. You don't have to move around cover to beat someone to a pulp. You can just stand there like a goon. But next time you get to
You see,
decide
at
where you
least
want to
when
go.
I had Ricochet shot in Starfinder, I had to have a target to ricochet off of.
Additionally, it had a certain je ne sais quoi to it. It also was
Yeah, like the
just
time I
that.
ricocheted off the general.
It also had some constraints associated with it. It wasn't just like, oh, you just get to do this. No, there was some things associated with it. Let me look it up, actually. Ricochet. I think I always spell it
Pretty
wrong.
sure it had like a
Yeah.
negative for me to hit.
How fucking big is that picture? Oh, I think the Starfinder one is just very slow because no one plays Starfinder. Here we go. Exploits, 6th level. Ricochet shot. Oh no, that's a whole other thing, I think. Here we go. We hit an enemy with a trick attack, ranged KSC, could forgo to... Oh, ricochet. Oh, that's a different kind of ricochet shot. Whoops. Rebounding, maybe? I don't know. But still, I like the idea. Oh, here we go. Rebounding. Lets you bounce your attacks off a wall to reach a target. It's a -4. You must have line of
Yep.
sight to your target, and your target still benefits from any applicable concealment. Calculate cover based on the point you ricochet from. It also prevents you from damaging the barrier you're shooting at, so you're not going to pierce the ships. And allows you to karam shots.
Remember, there was the one time I used that too. For Dizzy, this big ass general type dude walked into a fight we were in. So big, he walked through his own auto turret because it couldn't hurt him that badly. And he's like, "It is time for you to surrender." And my sylph sniper from behind everybody else looks at him, looks at the turret, and sees the engineer. I will give you one chance to surrender. I shoot, I ricochet off his armor and hit the engineer, kill him.
No.
He then had a thing for me after that.
There was a whole fiasco with good old strongman the strong.
Yeah, he did not like us.
I
think
miss
we
my
killed
brief
him by
grubbers.
car bombing him.
Jesus.
Yeah, we found his vehicle and then we car bombed it. I was a sniper, and in our first mission, we went through the warp or whatever, and we found a pseudo dragon who is also a wizard, and I saved him, and he became my spotter.
Maybe we'll do something with that in the future when we get a slot for it, but...
Yeah.
I do miss Skitterix.
Starfinder was fun. I know the setting's
The system
weird,
had
but
its issues, but it was fun to play.
I also didn't understand the game, which I think I do a bit better now. But there was something I was going to say. What did we had the brief rubber, but I know that it had like one of those stupid was it maximize?
It's the maximized brief rubber.
Yes, because that's
The
a meta magic
maximizer meal.
joke.
That was it.
That's a meta magic joke. Which fits the setting.
That was also a running gag. Dizzy was we were getting food for a journey in Starfinder, and I think it was Claire just absolutely fucked up saying beef burger.
it would be Claire.
So it came out like, I think she like halfway sneezed while saying it, so it came out like brief rubber. And so from then on, we had the brief rubber, a well-known as Lanti chain of restaurants.
Which it tastes exactly as it sounds.
It also
And it
takes a week to digest.
It's the pinnacle of fast food.
It is terrifying.
It's so fast they didn't even have time to spell check the name.
And everyone loves it for some reason.
Yeah, the
Oh,
place
yeah,
is busy as hell.
All you need to do is buy it once and you're set for a week.
You know, every time I think about it, like the Pathfinder Society is one thing as like a paramilitary organization, but the more I think about the Starfinders, the more I'm like, there's something seriously wrong with this world. Like the Starfinders are responsible for a huge amount of public defense operations. That they're basically the army, but they're not. Terrifying.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the Jedi got written at times. Like
They
the
really are like the
so
Jedi.
involved in everything.
Yeah. So you got the incredibly high-level, powerful characters who handle defending packed space, and it's like, yeah, we don't
They're
have.
like-
Who needs an army?
They're only partially under the control of the government.
Well,
What if we just had these super space warriors do all of our work for us?
why should we
this-
do any work?
Have this small cult deal with our peacekeeping missions.
This makes sense.
Okay, before you go, Saffir, I was just given a GIF that hurt my soul.
Give it. Oh,
Deep fried ice. Oh my god!
Oh no. And don't deep fry ice.
Holy crap! It just explodes.
Yeah, it runs at him.
Well, to be fair, I guess it would. Like, you're not supposed to put water on oil, and I guess with ice cold water, it gets way worse.
Yeah, because it's
Because there's
something
air
you're
in that
really
ice.
you're
Well,
not supposed to do that.
well, more that the colder the water is, the more it expands when it rapidly heats up from the oil.
Yeah,
And and how do you stop it? You can't even grab the thing to get the not deep fried ice out.
I just wanted my deep fried ice, man. I'm a hydro homie. I mean, this is one of those situations where you pull it out, like you just man up. You gotta do it, man, or you're dead.
Well, I don't even know if saving at this point would work.
Man, I do want to run like a sci-fi game of some sorts. I had my hands on Hearts and Minds, but that kind of went nowhere when I got one person who was like consistently talking about, man, this is so overpowered compared to Star. Man, that killed my mood. Like, don't consistently yell at your GM how you think that the system they want to run is overpowered compared to the base it comes from. Ugh, made me feel guilty as all hell. But I do want to run something in with phones again.
I think you could rework Prowess and Paragon to be spacey, but that's
I
more
mean,
hero stuff.
technically, Prowls and Paragon is already space compatible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ballers and Paragons is one of those excessively flexible systems too.
Flex, baby, flex.
just add space in front of all the words, and it works perfectly.